The moment I have been waiting for months have finally arrived. EDF 6 has been released for the US and it has been a blast to play through so far. If you want the short of it, if you are a longtime fan, this is just an upgraded EDF with some changes that enhance the gameplay's story, gameplay, and overall enjoyment of the game. The classes have gotten more attention, or the ones that have gotten more attention, sorry. The Ranger, the Air Raider, and Wing Diver. All getting an equipment slot for grenades, decoys, and extra drone. It depends on the class you're playing and your playstyle. And I've got to say, I've been loving each and every class I've been playing through. The Wing Diver being my least favorite. Now, it's mostly just because the other classes' weapons are more of my playstyle. I just like hard-hitting weapons. Now, it's always going to be super fun to fly around as the Wing Diver, dodging attacks from enemies, but I prefer weapons that are a little bit more straightforward and hard-hitting. Then again, I probably just need some more practice with the class. The new setting of the wasteland that you're fighting through in the present is super fun. I like the change of scenery because it correlates with the story that's been going on between 5 and now 6. Even down to the tone change of the soldiers is very noticeable with the chatter, with them talking about how they don't even have enough food to feed themselves and then they have to go out and fight, or they're defending a city where nobody occupies it. It's a little bit more of a hopeless kind of feeling, especially with the return of the primers coming in at the present. Now, the game is still all the chaotic fun from the previous titles, with just more enemies, class improvements, and as I've said before, to the story as well. If you can't tell, I've been really enjoying it, and I need to talk about a couple of things real quick that the community has not been too fond of. So first off is some of the reuse missions from EDF 5. Now, I don't see this affecting too many people from what I've played through so far, and I think I'm around mission 30. I've only had 2 levels that were just a copy and paste without changes to them. As for the other levels, they do mix it up with either more enemies coming at you, different types of variants, and new ones as well that were not in EDF 5 but are in this game. And again, I don't have any gripes with it. I have no complaints as long as there's not 30 to 50 missions where it's just the copy and pasted missions, which I don't believe that is the case. I've only had a few of those missions, but again, it is still a newer experience with the class changes and the enemies. But enough of that. To the other thing that has literally made people leave bad reviews on this game has been the Epic Games account situation. Now, for multiplayer, you have to log into your Epic Games account, and the devs have mentioned that they should have told players about this beforehand. This was just a mistake, but it should just be a one-time login that's needed for the cross-play feature of the game, being able to play between the PC and PlayStation. I don't believe the game devs have any malintent behind this. I do think it was literally just a mistake, but they should have had a good idea of what would have happened, not telling people from what Helldivers 2 went through with the uproar and some backlash that happened with wanting a PlayStation account login when one was not needed before on the PC side of things. And I'm going to go on a tiny tangent real quick. I seriously don't think the game's short score should be affected at all by this. I will be leaving a fair review of this game when I finish it. I don't want this series suddenly getting bashed, or this game specifically being bashed, or possibly disappearing in the future because of something this small. Granted, it is annoying, and I understand that for sure, and I don't use the multiplayer feature at all from the previous games. I do want to try it out in this game to get the full experience, but let's be honest here. We've had games that have far worse practices than this when it comes to battle passes, loot boxes that get supported by gamers and corporate asshats alike. So for those in this community, I will reiterate, it is an annoyance, but the game shouldn't suffer bad scores over it. Anywho, I'm gonna just get right back on track and whatnot. So I would recommend this game for anyone just wanting some good old school arcade gameplay, full of fun and chaotic levels and battle chatter that just adds to the overall entertainment of this game. That's pretty much it. I mean, each of the classes have their ups and downs. Again, I'm not the biggest fan with the Wing Diver, but I also haven't tried playing as the Wing Diver early in the game. I only really went back to play the Wing Divers class in EDF 5 after I've beaten the game with the Rangers, so I've collected like a plethora of weapons for the class, so kind of getting off on a head start. But this time around I'm actually trying to alternate so I can give a fair assessment of all of them by the end of it. So that's all I have to say. Be on the lookout for the full review of this game, and that's just going to be whenever I beat the game and then go across, editing the footage and yada yada. I do hope to see y'all in my next video. This is an Honest Gamer signing off. Peace.